Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 21 of the 30-day challenge here on the Diabetic Triathlete. If you looked at my intro on the short, you'll see how the day went today. It was crazy. It was bananas. The good thing is I'm getting my Dexcom G7 finally sent. It'll be here by tomorrow. The weather has slowed a lot of things down in the mail, but it's coming. This is going to allow me to track my glucose levels. I've been using Dexcom for a while anyway, but finally it's here again. I also have the Whoop. As I know, I check my heart rate and my zone levels when I'm working out now on the shorts and the videos. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see, as well as the Wahoo, which checks my heart rate, checks my mileage, all that good stuff as well, and uploads it onto Strava and Training Peaks and all that good stuff. Today's been a little crazy. For one, this is why I named today's video Push Through, because I had to push through today. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the coffee, what it was, but this morning I woke up late. My Whoop wristband was off my wrist. I scheduled my time for early in the morning for me to get up, and somehow from the time, I'm assuming the wristband buzzed to the time that it was cut off, it was taken off my wrist. And I guess I did it half sleep or whatever. Long story short, I got through that. I ended up getting up, looked at my schedule. I said, okay, I have to bike today. I have to do strength training. I didn't have any more of my electrolyte drinks, so I ended up having to use some salt water. And I didn't have any more cold brew coffee. I was messed up. I still went to work out, went down to the gym. In the videos, you'll see me walking to the gym. It's dark. And that's because I was one of the first people at the gym to make sure that I was able to get my workout, because I was like 12 miles. Let me get this thing over with so I could get myself ready for work. Now, once I got on the bike, once I cleaned it, did everything on the Peloton, and I started riding, for some reason, some said, look at your schedule. So I looked at my schedule, and when I looked at the schedule, it said that I should be running 7.5 miles and not on the bike. I said, oh man, I messed up. And because of time, I'm not really thinking. I'm just like, I need to get this done before I leave. Long story short, I get on the treadmill. I start running. I do a 5K, 3.1. I'm looking at the time and I'm saying, man, it's almost 6 o'clock. I have to get ready for work. Now, mind you, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm supposed to do a 7.2 mile run. I get off at 3.1 miles. I say, okay, I'm going to just do the rest when I get back. Look at my schedule again and realize that I was looking at tomorrow's schedule for the 7.2 miles. And I was supposed to be looking at today's schedule, which was the bike and strength training. So, found that out. It's over. Went to work, came back, completed a 12-mile bike ride within, it was supposed to be completed in 53 minutes. I was able to do it in 55. Unfortunately, my Wahoo and my, and my Peloton incorrectly calculated the time, because I had started both before I started fixing the bike for me to sit on. Anyway, it was only, maybe like 3 or 4 minutes difference, something to that effect. Got it done. it was a brutal ride. It was like 10 minutes easy, 5 minutes hard, 10 minutes easy, 5 minutes hard. And it was supposed to be mile per hour on average 13.45. So I was averaging about 15-ish, 16-ish, 15-ish. So I was doing pretty well, actually. So I got that done and decided when I got off the bike, I decided that that was just gonna be it. I wasn't gonna do strength training today. And that's because I did a 5K this morning and then I did 12 miles this afternoon. So I said that 5K is good enough for right now. The point that I'm making is no matter what my circumstance was, I, in my mind, said, I'm just still going to push through this scenario. And which I did. Because I was tired from work. I could have came home and just relaxed, put my stuff down. But in my mind, I had to tell myself, get the hard thing done first. When you get home, don't rest, don't take a nap, don't lay down. Because if you lay down, if you take a nap, you take a shower, you do all of this stuff, you're going to start getting comfortable and tired and not want to do anything. And you still have to study for your certification. And in another week or so, your master's degree program is about to rev back up again. So these are things that a lot of people go through in life. Maybe you're dealing with it. Think about it. You have to make smart decisions. This is a chess game, not a checkers game. And when you make the right decisions, the outcome is better for you. And in this scenario, I was able to do that. The other thing that I learned today, though, for whatever reason, when I did the 5K, I moved a little slower than I normally did, like I did the other couple of days. And I'm but I'm pretty sure it was because, one, when I first started and I put my watch on, the timer was going while I was getting everything else set up, like the treadmill and all that stuff. So that was one issue. So it really wasn't, it says that it was 40 minutes and change for me to do the 5K, 3.1 miles. But it really wasn't. It probably was around the same time, like 37, 36, something to that effect. Now, before I fractured my toe, when I first started 5Ks, my average time was around 45 minutes. And then it went down to 37 and then 35. And by the time I did my like third or fourth 5K, I looked at the time because they usually have a clock at the end to show you what time you finished. And I clocked in at 27 minutes, I believe it was, 26, 27 minutes. So I beat my time, and I'm right now revving that back up to the pace that I had during that time frame, 8-9 minutes a mile, that kind of thing, which is great. It's still a process that I'm going through. Interesting enough, today, after I did the 12 miles, this was the first time I started feeling my ribs hurting. Not hurting in a bad way, but like it was a workout, which is a good thing. So that tells me that what I'm doing is right. That tells me that the process is working. And like I've said before, I'm using Training Peaks, and the trainers that provided me with the workout programs for Training Peaks that I paid for, I thank you for having it, having that opportunity to give to us. And so, yeah, and my race right now, currently, my races aren't until towards the end of the year, September, October, December, that kind of thing. I'm still contemplating if I want to do the Big Apple triathlon because of the Hudson River situation. I don't know if I'm ready for the swim in the Hudson River. I'm a native of New York, even though I traveled a lot. And it's just one of those things that native New Yorkers know not to do. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a thing that we just know. Hudson River is a no-no, you know, because of things that have happened in the past. Um, but I've been told that they have cleaned the Hudson River up. They have did some type of bleaching or sanitization of it or something to that effect. This isn't the first year that that this triathlon has occurred, and I haven't heard any bad things from people who have done it. I also know some folks who've done the cold plunge in the Hudson River, and they came out okay. So they must have did something well, something right. You know, we get sharks from time to time coming in and out. So yeah, maybe it depends. I'm still thinking about it. I don't want to hop out the water with an extra finger or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But we'll see what happens. And then I have the other triathlons that I want to sign up for, the Daytona Clash. I definitely want to do that, but I want to make sure I'm ready for that. Even though it's in Daytona Raceway, it's in the lake and it's around the track, which I think is awesome. I would pay over $1,000 to do something like that, just to have the experience, pictures, to be able to tell people, for my friends and family to come and see it happen. I think it'd be awesome, just to do in general. And then the Ironman Jones Beach, and various other Ironmans. Now, one thing that I did not realize, ladies and gentlemen, which I saw in a video today, that there is a list of people who have died during triathlons online. Now, I did question the swim portion, because every time I watched the video, someone would say, oh, during the swim, people pull your leg, people push you underwater, people punch you in the face, or you get hit by accident, you know, things of that nature. And I always wondered, well, if this is happening, people are trying to breathe and swim, does anybody really get hurt, or is just small nicks and crannies? You know what I'm saying? I know they have lifeguards and stuff in the water during a swim, but I mean, if we're talking about deep water, 20, 30 feet of water, and we're swimming around, I know we have buoys on us, we have, you know, things that we can hold on to, but that doesn't stop us from drowning per se if we take in a whole bunch of water and we can't grab that buoy. It's just gonna keep us in place wherever we fall. So that's just something that I'm thinking about and considering. But I've already told myself that I was gonna do it, and nothing was gonna stop me from doing it. So even if I decide that I'm gonna start smaller, like a super sprint, or just a sprint triathlon, like the Big Apple. Big Apple has the sprint, the Olympic, and then like the full. And the Big Apple one, I was just going to do the sprint from 88th Street to 91st Street, and then get off, hop on the bike, do the bike, hop off the bike, do the run. Kind of gets my body acclimated with the transitions and how everything is going to go. And then there's the other Ironmans. There's a gentleman that I follow on YouTube that trains for Ironmans all the time. Lionel Sanders seems like a great dude. He won a couple times, and he's still pushing and hustling to get to that next level. And he talked about a couple Ironmans that he was planning on doing: Lake Placid, Kona, Happy Valley, that kind of thing. And maybe I'll try to join him. Kona, you gotta qualify for Kona, if I'm not mistaken. So I would have to qualify first to even be able to get into Kona. Lionel always qualifies for Kona for the most part. He's like a beast. So they are, him and a few others are my inspiration one of the reasons why I do this, because because of their stories. And so Lionel Sanders, JD, Denham, and a few other folks, I want to say thank you for the inspiration and the process. Lucy Charles Barkley, you and your husband, I appreciate you both for showing me that it's possible to keep going. I know, Lucy, you've been swimming for a long time, but to get through everything that you've gotten through so far, I think that's awesome. Even finding out that that you had an ailment of sorts, and with being able to handle the gluten and fix that issue. So I just want to say thank you all for all that. Anyway, next is what? What's next? Next is tomorrow. So tomorrow is the run, 7.2 miles. They want me to do 7.2 miles in an hour. Is that going to happen? If I'm running a 5K in 40 minutes first thing in the morning, and I don't have a carb load, I don't have any kind of intake or anything like that yet, most likely not. And most likely I'm gonna have to do split sessions where I work a couple miles in the morning and a couple miles when I get back home. That's just reality, because I have to be to work by 8. The gym opens at 5, and I have to be out the door tomorrow. At least I have to be out the door by like 6:45ish, 6:30, 6:45. So I want to be able to take that hour from 5 to 6, get as many miles in as I possibly can, and then get back, get myself ready for work, and then come back and finish the rest. So if I could do 5 miles in the morning, that'll only leave me another 2.5 miles for the afternoon, which would be quick. And that's the only thing I have to do tomorrow. So I might decide to swim tomorrow also, but we'll see. So we could get that back to back going. I think that's gonna feel great. But I have to look at my schedule for Friday. Remember, I have a new schedule. The previous 12-week schedule that I have has finished. It's over with. I completed all those during the 30-day challenge. During the 30-day challenge was towards the end of the process. But I finished it. Now I'm on to the new one, the new 12-week program. Get me ready. And this one is a little different from the first. And once this is done, I'll head on to the third one, which is 36 weeks. That 36 weeks is going to get me, even though the 12-week that I'm doing right now is going to get me truly ready for 70.3 Ironman. The third 36-week program is going to get me even more ready. So I just want to be together when it happens. I want you guys to see everything, see the process. I'm still going to try to push for more videos. And I'm the videographer, the workout king, going to work, everything. So anyway, that's going to be it. Like, subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that ring bell. Send a message. Let me know your stories. Maybe I'll talk about you guys also in the stories. And yeah, have a good evening. Stay blessed and push through it. All right. Talk to you soon.